Okay. Okay. Hi, guys. It's Alvi here. These are your card choices for this week's Pick a Card reading. So we have group one here with, I will just show you the card. My vibes speak louder than my words. And underneath that, this is your other choice here is miracle, illumination, change, and perspective. So if you can see that, it wants to focus on there. No, apparently not. But anyway, that's group one there. So group two, we have thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is in of the highest good. And the other card that we have from the Unfurling Goddess deck is the sunlight of forgiveness has no end. So this is group two. You feel drawn to that one, then you can choose that one. And then last but not least, group three. What have I got on me? Anyway, we have two cards. Bonus card here, we have my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. And the other one is I do whatever I need to do to get closer to consciousness with an owl. And the Unfurling Goddess card is truth and beauty, more exotic, unique love. You can see that one. Oh, that is not nicely sort of focused in on that one now. There we go. There we go. We got good focus for a minute. So just take a moment, take a deep breath, connect in with source energy, and with your own intuition, and then choose your pile and check in the description box below this video for you to find out what it is, what the readings are. Not find out what it is, to see which readings are where, and then you can watch your readings and I'll catch you over there. Hi guys, it's Alvi here. This is group one's reading. So if you chose group one, or the card that said, my vibes speak louder than my words, or illumination, miracle, change of perspective. See that one if it wants to focus. There we go. This is your reading. Sorry, I'm just as usual adjusting my music. The song that I have on right now, and it's 333, which is funny because last week the 333 numbers kept coming up. The song I'm listening to is Oblivion by Mastodon. So that might mean something to you. Check out the lyrics. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could post a link in the description box. Let me just write that down. Sometimes they say I'm going to post things in the description box and then I forget. Reading one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Now. All right. So my vibes speak louder than my words. It's saying that your energy is very strong. You come through very strongly. And, you know, it's also a reminder that people can actually feel what your intentions are beyond the words, right? So if your words aren't matching your energy and your energy is not matching your actions, you know, and that might be something about you or it might be something about someone else. Let's go further into this message and find out what this other card says, this other oracle. Miracle, change of perspective, illumination. All right, that's an interesting one. Solar plexus chakra, so working through self-worth, perhaps, feeling valued, you know, that inner fire that comes from the solar plexus chakra as well. Her enthusiasm was contagious. If caught by another, shame dissolved. She was not a savior. Dharma called her name. She kept up with where life took her. Trusting a gentle smile is often more than enough. And Sweet silence, often better than words said. She was not distracted by the suffering as she knew. Sorry, this is a bit hard to read. It's really weird writing. I don't have my glasses in here either. So where was I? She was not distracted by the suffering as she knew the wheel would keep on turning. She stayed in her center, upholding her clear sight of grooves of desire. Her clear sight of grooves of desire. She chose the path anew, knowing when to pause and receive insights of truth. Miracles are illuminated when perspective changes. That's interesting. And the miracle of illumination, according to this card, is to receive. So I feel like maybe there's something going on in your life that's bringing in some change, and it's a change in your perspective that's going to come through. Something I read here. I just want to have one more look at this. She chose the path anew, knowing that when to pause and when to receive insights. So yeah, I feel like it's sort of, this is pointing to me to like you choosing a different direction now. Maybe you've seen or understood something. Maybe somebody's vibes have given you that change of perspective. Maybe it's your own perspective that's going to change, and it's going to change your vibe so that you are doing something different. I felt like also this vibe, that my vibes speak louder than my words. It's almost like a warning to you to be if if you're really annoyed about something or whatever, just to be aware that other people can actually read your energy. I don't know why that sort of came out, but there's always a reason, as I say. And yeah, interesting. Change of perspective and illumination. So something's coming to, some sort of miracle coming up, but it's through the I'm getting the word stoic. So it's sort of it's through this feeling of being stoic, of understanding that things change and not trying to kind of control how things change, but just going with the flow and understand, not understanding, but and allowing yourself to change your perspective. In NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, which I've studied, what we say is like the person with the person who can change their mind the most or change their beliefs the most is always the person that comes out on top. Because if you are stuck in this sort of rigid, it has to be this particular way, you'll always get stuck. It's just it's human nature to kind of be afraid of stepping out of the comfort zone. And this is kind of what I'm getting for you, is like learning how to go with the changes that flow through life without getting stuck, but more being able to change the way that you think about it and change the way that you see it so that it becomes this illuminating experience and brings miracles to you. Because the less what's the word I'm thinking of? The less the more receptive you are, the easier it is for things to come to you. But the less what am I trying to say? Bloody hell, I hate it when that happens. I think I was trying to say the less rigid you are, the easier it is for things to flow to you. So it's sort of the same thing that I just said, but in a different way. So in Rama, where are you being called to journey to? Oh, that's an interesting card to come up with this. I feel like, yeah, for some of you, this might be an actual physical journey that you're being called to go on. This might be the change that they're talking about, like going with the flow, it might be where are you being called to journey to? So in Rama talks about this card, specifically the energy of this card talks about like a soul journey, being called in from a deep part of your soul to a certain, it could be to a certain like sacred site or just a certain place, certain geographical location, or it could be being called to sort of like go to a place deeper within you and explore that part of yourself more. So it could be a few different things for those of you who are watching this, for this collective. And as I always say, it is a collective reading. So, you know, there's going to be different streams of messages coming in for different people because, you know, there's lots of different people watching. So there's always going to be different sort of timelines and things like that. If something doesn't resonate with you, then you don't have to try to make it fit into your life or anything like that. You just put it to the side and leave it there. Don't pay any attention. That was really weird. The song just completely stopped. Really weird. But anyway, start it again now. And then take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So this is about taking a break from what you do normally, what you normally do. Taking a break. Get off the treadmill. I feel like something is sort of like wearing you down and it's messing with your ability. It might be messing with your vibes. It might be okay, so they're saying to me, they being my guides, they're showing me like there's a situation that is just a constant, it's like a treadmill in your mind, something that you're holding on to perhaps, something that needs to be let go of in order to be able to get into this more free-flowing energy and also to be able to follow the calling of your soul. I'm going to get out the book for Imrama because I feel that hilariously, well, not hilariously, but you know, ironically, and as always, when my music is on, and the reason that I have it on when I do readings is because the songs match up, and I'm listening to, I've got to just remember, I think it's called Redefine by Incubus. It's an old Incubus song, but it's one of the lyrics is, and they were singing this as I was talking about being like restricted, right? It's like, I'm sick of painting in black and white, my pen is dry and I'm all uptight, I'm sick of limiting myself to your definition, right? So it's like it's a perfect song for this reading, as I feel like it is a bit like that sort of seems to be a message. It's like maybe you're restricting your movement or something else because of somebody else, or you know, trying to stick to a definition of what other people think you should be or something like that. Or even it could even be like, you know, your own subconscious conditioning that's holding you back, and that happens to everybody. And this is maybe why you're being called to journey deeper within you, to go to this soul place, because it will unlock something for you where you'll be able to release that whole thing, like redefine. You'll be able to redefine what it is that's going on for you and redefine yourself and your own definition of who you are. So let's have a look. Where is this? Is this the one that doesn't have the table of contents, or am I just, oh no, there it is. All right, sorry. Trying to find the right page. Imrama. I thought Imrama was there. Oh no, there it is, 108. Okay. 103. Oh, I was nearly there. 108. There we go. Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? A Celtic word, Imrama, means journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. Here we go. Oh, I got a shiver there too. That's cool. If you pulled this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical ancient place or metaphoric. And sometimes, yeah, I find that this card comes up when there's a metaphoric journey that I'm meant to be going on. So that might be something for you guys. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place both within us and to the planet. And as I'm reading this and they're saying journey to places, I feel like this also could relate to people. When you meet people who have a certain soul resonance that matches yours, it does make it creates a shift within you. So this might be something that's happening for you. And you might be sort of like, well, what the fuck? This is kind of not what I had planned, or something along those lines. It might just take you by surprise that you've met somebody who's got this soul resonance that kind of, it's obvious that they're soul family, and it gives you a shift. But for a lot of you, this might be, you moving around, going somewhere, or meditating more deeply, or going to, I don't know, a session or something that helps you get deeper into your soul path. Just have to pop in with this one. I'm about to put some Akashic record journeys onto my website, which is, I hope it's still working. I hope it's working again now, which might be something that you could look into once they're up there. If you're interested, they will be recorded. So that's just something that you listen to, like what are they called? A guided meditation, and you go on the journey. It's not a session, so you can do it whenever you want. So if you're overseas and, the time's not working out or whatever, like trying to book a session time wouldn't work out for us or whatever, that might be something that you might be interested in group one. So you're being called to journey to take to blah, blah, blah. So let me just start this whole paragraph again, because I feel like I kind of lost the rhythm of it. So when we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is a journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from an ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place. Or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. I was reading body work and I was like, that's not right. What am I trying to say? Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. And there's an activation here, which I'll read out for you too. It says, may the seeds of light long ago planted begin to rise. Boop, boop, boop. I am ready to remember ancient secrets from lands that my soul knows from times past. May I be held by the ancient lineages that my soul has served, and remember that I don't have to do it all alone. That's really interesting. I love that message for you guys. So let's go back to the full reading now with all of the cards out here. This is actually it's looking like a shift in some direction for you due to this like deep soul journey that you're being called to go on. I feel like for some of you, maybe something has already sort of come up that's asking you to change your perspective and to be a little bit more free flowing. And as they said in the Imrama card, spontaneous pilgrimages, or like going somewhere just out of the blue, whether it be to somewhere close by, or whether you just suddenly decide to, go across the world or go on a holiday or something like that. And I am getting for some of you that you might need to go on a holiday, because we do have take a break here. Life's work, not a season. So whatever it is that you're doing, working on, or experiencing right now, or that kind of thing, they're asking you not to remember that, like, you don't have to do it all at once, and you don't have to do it all alone. But also I feel like the vibes card just keeps showing itself to me. So I'm sort of thinking like, my vibes speak louder than my words. I feel like a shift in energy is coming in for you. I feel like there might be a situation where something's shifting your energy and other people around you are sensing it. This is ultimately going to be a good thing, but sometimes when we shift, our energy shifts, the people around us can feel it, and is kind of destabilizing for them. So you might find that some things are like sort of falling apart. It's only falling apart for it to come back together. I'm gonna get just a few angel cards, I think. That's group one. Oh, no, I was gonna use the other ones. These are the other ones. I used these ones last week, and I'm kind of getting a funny feeling when I touch the deck that that's not the right one. So it's interesting. So far, a shift, a change coming through for you, but it's one that's sort of what I would say soul guided or divinely guided. It's something that's meant to be happening for you. It's something that's bringing a positive shift into your life. So yeah, maybe sometimes, you know, when we're integrating change, we need to take a break as well. So yeah, let's have a look and see what we have here in these Moon Witch Oracle cards. All right, cast a circle. Healthy boundaries are crucial for growth. So for some of you, as I was saying, like sometimes when you shift your energy, it can, you know, people pick up on it, even people who don't sort of believe in energy and stuff like that. They'll just feel a change in you. And sometimes it is necessary to set boundaries up around those things because it can cause trouble with people, or people who are used to you being a certain way might get upset with you for not being that way anymore. So yeah, casting a circle, it doesn't mean that you have to cast a circle necessarily. It just means like having good boundaries so that you can grow, so that you can do the thing that your soul is calling you to do, whatever that might be. What else have we got? Familiar, listen and learn. All right, so there's there's definitely some kind of wisdom coming through here, something for you to listen to and learn. I'm also picking up on this, something that you might be experiencing as a clairaudience. So you might be like me and you listen to music, and the music gives you messages, or you might hear voices. And I don't mean like a mental health issue hearing voices. There's a slight difference. It's usually if it's a voice of spirit, or if it's your higher self or soul, it will be a positive and uplifting message. It will be something that's comforting, and it definitely won't come with any scary stuff. So if you're hearing those kinds of messages, happy messages, good messages, things coming through saying, you know, that guidance that comes through, or it might be heart-centered telepathy as well, just depending on you and your, you know, your thing. So because that can also come through as it's hard to explain. It's like you can hear it, but it comes through your heart. So it's really, yeah, it's different. But you just listen and learn, because there's something that's coming through for you in either of those ways that's going to be helping you. I feel like for a lot of you, this is like being able to hear your guides or your higher self clearly, and maybe you haven't been able to before, or maybe you haven't been able to for a while, or maybe you've just been too busy. So the messages that have been coming through to you aren't actually landing where they should be. But I feel like if you do listen, you'll definitely find something out that's important for you to know. It could also mean like active listening, rather than, you know, when we listen to someone saying something and just go, yeah, yeah, kind of thing. It's like actually listening to hear them, listening to understand what they're saying, rather than, so that you can sort of learn from them, rather than listening and, as I said, kind of going, oh yeah, that's cool, or whatever. You know, that's not what I mean. I don't think that people who watch these videos kind of blow people off, or whatever you want to call it. That could be taken as something rude, but that's not what I mean. I just mean, are dismissive to people that they talk to. I just mean that I feel like at the moment, or coming up in the next 7 to 10 days for you guys, it's going to be important for you to listen more deeply to people, rather than kind of, be busy, be present, be listening to what they're actually saying to you. With the vibes, speak louder than words. It might be about that too. So it's sort of like, are their words matching up with what they're saying? What I'm feeling? Are their words matching up with what I'm feeling from them? Is this, is this congruent sort of thing as well? Let's see what else we have here for you. Present moon, keep moving forward. You've got this. All right. So if you start to get a bit worried, just remember that your guides and my guides have conspired to bring this card up for you so that you know that you do actually have this. Sometimes when you're doing something new or you're starting something new, it can seem a little bit daunting, or you might start to worry if you should go forward, or you should go on that holiday, you should take that trip, or do that course, or whatever it is that you need or are being called to do at this time. But you can do it, and you have the full support of your team. Ooh. Coven, power of sisterhood. This one came up a lot in the last week's reading, so I'm feeling like a necessity for a community, for that kind of, well, this one says the power of sisterhood, but like I said last week, it doesn't have to be sisters. It could be anyone who feels like your soul tribe, and that sort of feels like it fits in more with this reading. It's sort of like, these are the people who are your people, not necessarily by blood, but by energy, by soul resonance, as I was talking about before. I feel like with those people by your side, you will go to do whatever it is. Or maybe this is about meeting up with more people who are part of your coven, part of your soul tribe, your soul family, when you go on this trip, or when you go to this, deeper level, wherever it is, whether it's a physical or an energetic thing, you're going to a deeper level within your soul plan, your soul path. So yeah, meeting people, connecting with people, bringing things together on a soul level is coming up quite strongly here. I'm going to get a couple more of these messages for group 1, please. It was bizarre. Oh, I just like kind of threw the whole deck at myself. I don't even know why I did it. Wait, sign. If you were looking for a sign, here it is. So yeah, you might be looking for signs. You might be with the listen and learn, that's kind of like the cards underneath. The sign is underneath the listen and learn, the familiar. With familiar, it could mean that, your pets have messages for you as well. They could be showing you something or teaching you something, or animals around you wherever you go, if you go on a trip, or if you get called to go on a spontaneous road trip or something like that. There might be animals around who are bringing you signs, who are showing you the way, who are giving you messages. It might be awesome to kind of listen and learn and pay more attention to the animals and the wildlife around you as well. But also there's a sign here. Looking for a sign, this is your sign. So it's kind of, as I was saying that, like, my guys are like, yeah, tell them just go for it. So just go for it, whatever that might be. See what else we got here. Hecate, I don't know how to say her name, but This bitch. Change is important. Release the past. So letting go of things from the past. Again, this is sort of saying it ties in with the message of the miracle card, the card that was talking about going with the flow more. Sometimes, you know, the things that we're holding on to from the past are actually stopping things from flowing forward, and bringing those desires to fruition. And also, waxing givers, it's okay to change the direction. So wherever it is that you maybe you thought you were going in a particular direction, maybe you had particular plans or something like that, and you're now seeing by this miracle, by this change in perspective, that it's okay to change directions, or they're reiterating that if you have the idea of changing direction, then that is probably something that you might want to look at. They say you have their full support to change directions, especially if it's something that's more supportive or healthy or, you know, helpful to you. Things will fall into place a lot more easy if you're on the path that's aligned with your soul path, with your soul path. I'm actually going to call it there. This will be the end of this reading, but I'm going to go into an extended reading with the tarot for you guys. I feel like this is a really good message as is, but sometimes we want to go deeper. So tarot is always a really good way to do that. So I will continue this reading over in an extended reading. If you're interested in that, you'll find the link for it in the box below, and you can buy that from my website. And there you go. All right. Hey guys, it's Alvi here. This is group 2's reading. So if you chose the card that says, I'll read it before I hold it up because I can't read it backwards. There's too much writing on it. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is of the highest good. So if you chose that card, or the unfurling goddess card that says the sunlight of forgiveness has no end, then this is your reading, or one of them. You're allowed to choose more than one. In my world, I don't mind if you want to watch all of them, honestly. Watch them 600 times. No, joking. Okay, so let's get into this reading. The sunlight of forgiveness has no end. Good spirits. This is about the solar plexus chakra. So group 1 was solar plexus chakra related as well. You might want to check that out too. It's a pretty good reading. It's got a lot of positive energy in it. And then hilariously, as I'm talking about it, because there was a lot of wands energy and a shift. That's a song on this fire, something on fire. And it really did sort of feel like that, a really lit energy. So that might be something that's going to come through for you as well. Facing the sun. Let the pure soul, hang on, let me try that again. Let the pure soul fire burn through inherent beliefs that hide personal potential. Let us learn to turn the wheel of forgiveness 7 times towards freshness. 7 times. Not quite sure what that's in relation to. Maybe that relates to some kind of, like, I don't know, Buddhist practice or something. Not something I've ever heard of before anyway. Let us forgive the blindness of desire and envy, and embrace the light of simplicity guided by the spirit of fun. She asked me to forgive myself so we could play our part. She asked me to forgive myself so we could embody good spirits. She asked me to forgive myself simply because it was time. She said she would wait because where we are going was timeless. That's interesting. I was kind of getting messages about self-forgiveness to release something that's kind of holding you back. Obviously, that's basically what they're talking about. But I feel like for you guys, group 2, there's definitely like a specific situation, whether it's forgiving someone else or forgiving yourself, or maybe both. The last line of that, like, she said she would wait because we were going to, where we were going to was timeless. Sorry, I really should be wearing glasses when I read this, but so where we are going is timeless. So it's sort of like the message that's coming through here is sort of it's like patience. Love is patience, right? You know, that whole love is patient, love is kind thing. Love also needs to have boundaries, don't forget that. But yeah, this is sort of like whether it's your higher self that's they're talking about with like she asked me to forgive myself. It's time to forgive yourself or to forgive a situation. I feel like that the ability to forgive is going to help you see beyond the limits of fear. There's something that you're fearful of. And this is why you are in this place where like forgiveness is going to help. I'm just trying to tune into what my sorry, that song was annoying me. Sometimes it's just like the wrong vibe for the reading that I'm trying to do, excuse me. Okay, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Yeah, so often like letting go of something, I'm not going to say forgiveness because sometimes people get confused about the word forgiveness, right? So forgiving someone sort of brings up these feelings of like, oh, I have to, forgive them for doing something shitty to me. Really, it's not about them and what they did. It's about letting go of the energy that keeps you connected to the painful situation. So we're just going to talk about it in the terms of letting go of something, right? It's not, who is it? I think it's Jeff Brown. It's like the forgive and don't forget or something he says, like, you know how they have that saying, forgive and forget. His is like forgive but don't forget. Because it's important that we remember these things that didn't work for us or that crossed our boundaries or in other ways hurt us and made us uncomfortable, because that way we have something to sort of like go back to and go, oh, I'm never going back there again. What else do we have here? What other messages do we have? So we have Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Your guidance is divinely guided. Can you see that? Akasha. All right, that's interesting because in group 1, I decided I was going to do some Akashic Records readings. They're not going to be readings. They are going to be recorded journeys. So like a guided meditation into your Akashic Records so that you can like divine the guidance or the things that you need from your actual soul path. For some people that works really well. Other people need a one-to-one session, but if that's something that interests you, then with this coming up, definitely I would say it might be something to have a look at. So Akasha, if you don't know it, or the Akashic Records, is like it's meant to be a hall of records of like everything that ever was. I often call it the field of pure potentiality. It's the same thing in quantum theory, right? It's similar. It's got the same purpose. It's like everything everywhere all at once. It's a record of everything that's ever happened. It's got like the Akashic Records specifically, though, they talk about like, you can go in there and you can use the book of your life, the one that you chose and designed before you came here, and read about what you're going to do, or if there's a soul contract that perhaps that you can, renegotiate or burn or get rid of in some way, if it's something that isn't going to do it for you anymore, or like you're finished with that soul lesson, but you're still kind of stuck in that loop of it, things like that. Anyway, I probably didn't explain that very well, but anyway, yeah, so you can go into the Akashic Records and do things in there. Do things like to change your path, do things to find out what your path is, things like that. So I feel like if you are getting guidance, and the guidance here is to let go of something, you'll know what it is. There's something in your life, there's a situation, person, or something like that that has happened that you're still sort of holding in your energy field. You might not even be really aware of it. You might be aware of it. I feel like the guidance that you're getting from this reading is what they're talking about. It's divinely guided. It's the time to really let that go. And then you have the next card, the next message is share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So, this one talks about coming out and talking about things, really not being afraid to share your voice. So perhaps it's like, it really ties in with the rest of the message, but I feel like it's something for you guys Root too, where you have been either isolating yourself or just kind of holding back on things. Maybe you're not saying all of the things that you want to say. Maybe haven't expressed yourself. Maybe it's like being able to express yourself to a person, and that will help that forgiveness thing come through. Actually telling someone what you think. How does I'm saying that? I tell you exactly what I think, not like that. Just being able to have a verbal communication with somebody to close things off, or however you want to think about it. I'm going to get this book. This is why I'm looking around and looking restless, as I'm going to read the Share Your Voice card, because I feel like that's one that we want to look at. Share Your Voice, that's the one I'm getting pulled to, and I feel like it's got messages for you. Where is it? Share Your Voice. Alrighty, so we've got 72. All right, so we have come out of the cave, persecution, expression. You are being called to share your voice, perhaps by speaking up in a relationship or through writing, speaking, singing, or some other form of creative expression. We each hold a truth deep within us that longs to be expressed. Sculpted for lifetimes, the voice of your soul is like no other. It carries wisdom that can only be gained through soul history and growth. No wonder they're telling you to go to the Akashic Records or bringing that up, right? So it's like talking about your soul history. So you can look into your soul history in the Akashic Records as well. By remembering and tapping into and expressing this unique tone, we not only heal ourselves, but we also heal the planet at large. When you share your voice, you unlock something in the universe and call a missing piece of you home. Your individual voice is the most powerful sound on the planet. Hang on, your powerful sound current on the planet. If you've kept your soul's voice silent or held back, chanting or singing could be truly life-changing. As I'm seeing this, I'm thinking, like, for some of you, the forgiveness that you that's coming through, what we're talking about letting go of, is this fear of having using your individual voice, expressing your true thoughts and your true feelings. I do feel like it's a specific situation though, guys. As we shed the layers of our personality and start letting our unique soul speak through us, we discover that we actually have a very clear message that longs to be shared. The more we speak it, the clearer it gets. There has never been a better time in history than right now to rise up, speak your truth, and share your soul's voice. If you feel fearful, know that you are not alone, and that the world needs your unique tone in order to harmonize. As we each rise up and share our song, we make it easier for the next person to do the same. Express yourself, share your voice, speak to those who can hear you. Very interesting. I feel like there's something coming up here where you really do need to, know your truth and be able to express it. I do feel like there's going to be some fear around it. I feel like it might even be related to, you know, the guidance that you are getting. Perhaps you are starting to channel something through your soul family, your star family, your soul family, your star family is what I meant. Your star family, or through a certain group of guides, and you sort of feel apprehensive, or maybe you've felt this and had these messages coming through all your life, but you feel apprehensive about sharing it with people. Quite understandably, because some people are just like, what, are you crazy? And some people, truly, I've seen some people on YouTube that crack me up because they say they're channeling, but it's so obviously they're just, you know, nuts, basically. And it's quite hilarious, but it can make it very difficult for you if you're genuine channeler to actually disseminate your message through what you do, if you fear that, you know, people are going to think that you're one of those crazy people. But I feel like now is a really good time. I mean, now in history, yeah, now in history is a very good time, because people are way more receptive to things than they ever have been before. What else is coming through here? So if that's not you, if you're not a channeler, if you're not fearful of expressing yourself in that way, or if that wasn't the message for you, let's have a look and see what else we've got here. Okay, what's this song I'm hearing? Shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. It might be about delivering a specific message to a specific person who may have done you something wrong, because the song that's come up, and you know, me and my songs are at, if you watch me all the time, this is why I have headphones on when I do readings. It says, thank you for making me feel like I'm guilty, making it easier to murder your sweet memory. I will link this song below as well in the description box if you want to read the if you want to if you want to read the lyrics. Sorry, there's like too much going on. It's a very interesting song, but just that particular, what does it say? Thank you for making me feel like I'm guilty, making it easier for me to murder your sweet memory. So I kind of feel like with that, as well as these other messages, like this could be a situation where someone did something real shitty, and you've never said anything. Maybe you just wandered off. Maybe you're just like, you know, I can't deal with this right now, or maybe you didn't have the confidence to tell them, you know, that really hurt me. Why did you do that? Or, you know, I feel like now is a time to deliver this message for you, to not be afraid of saying it. Or, you know, what I'm actually getting is that you have done a lot of growth. You've gone through a lot of growth, you've gone through a lot of change, and now actually speaking up for yourself and saying what you think or how that made you feel, etc., is going to really help you. I keep seeing the line severing the heart light. So this heart line, sorry, this could be a romantic situation, or, you know, maybe you were in a toxic relationship and you would like to express yourself to this person, but before you didn't have the right words, or you didn't have the self-confidence. And now, you know, like you don't care anymore. Basically, that's what I'm getting. It's sort of like, I'm just going to say my piece, and that's going to help me let go of this. It's going to help me let go of the fear, the pain, the trauma, whatever it was that happened. I'm going to get some messages for you. So yeah, in the next 7 to 10 days, I feel like you're just going to be stepping into your true self and using your voice. You'll be getting guidance, of course, and support from the universe. And this is all about letting go of something, or forgiving yourself, for maybe forgiving yourself for not doing it sooner, or something like that. Yeah, let's have a look and see what we've got here. These cards, these oracles. There goes one for your group two, or two actually. Freya, you are worthy and you are loved. All right, so that's theme that I was picking up on, and because the card, the sunlight of forgiveness has no end, is a solar plexus card. It may be very tied in with that self-worth thing. I'm getting for some of you that this is like something that has plagued you for a very long time. It may be something that happened in the distant past, you know, as a child or as a young adult or teenager or something like that, depending on how old you are. I feel like you are stepping into this understanding now that you are worthy and you are loved. So whatever happened must have made you, you know, doubt yourself. And these things do. And now we have Celine, so bring light into somebody's dark sky. So maybe this is you showing other people by stepping into yourself and stepping into your self-confidence that they are also worthy and loved, and bringing that light to them. So we can see, because I just keep getting, my eyes keep getting drawn to the sunlight of forgiveness, the part that says has no end. I feel like this is like really connected to like infinity. I don't know, how can I put it? It's like this sort of once you let go or you forgive this situation, like there's endless new possibilities that can come in, but without that, it's going to be kind of blocked off for you in a way. There's more to that, but it's like it's really hard to put into words. It's really hard to put into words, and maybe I shouldn't try. Sometimes that just, you know, doesn't work. And my words are mangled and it doesn't make sense. Like a couple of weeks ago, I think, when I was trying to explain the flower of life or something like that, and it just, yeah, it was bad. Anyway, I forgive myself for that. At least I try to express myself, right? You are ready, make your masterpiece. All right, so yeah, this is definitely about you stepping into this. They're telling you that you're ready. So if you have any doubts about your abilities to do this, to whether it's to step into, you know, a position where you are speaking publicly maybe about something that's happened to you that you have had to forgive, or you've learned how to forgive, that limited you until you're able to expand your perspective by releasing the trauma or the hurt or whatever, or maybe even just speaking publicly about it, has helped you do that. Or if it's something that's a little bit more, what's the word that I'm looking for? Something that's a little bit more current, so you're still going through it. Or maybe, you know, as I was saying before, as I was getting that message about channeling particular messages and guidance and things like that, and not feeling confident enough in it. They're saying you're ready. They're giving you the go ahead. They're saying, make your masterpiece, whatever it is, however this works for you, you go for it, you do it. All right. I don't know why I was doing that. I was about to take the top two cards, and I never do that. So weird. Anyway, let's go and see, what other messages do you have for group two this week? They nearly went frying. Frying? I must be getting hungry. Oh, right, yes, definitely. New moon, fresh start, new beginnings. So yeah, as I was saying right in the beginning, I was really picking up on this, being able to find that energy of forgiveness for whatever this is, whether it's forgiving you, forgiving a situation, a person, and then being able to speak to them and get closure. I feel like, or speak about it to somebody as well. You might not be able to speak to the person, but you could speak to someone else or speak to a group about it, that gets it off your chest, that gets it out into the open, and you find that you get closure for it. And that is going to bring you this new fresh start, like new beginnings. It's going to allow you to move into a different energy where you're not plagued by this anymore. That's not meant to be there, I think. And this is, it's bizarre, right? I shouldn't say it's bizarre, but I've got this song on now that's come up as I'm talking about the fresh you start. I feel so alive for the very first time. I can't deny you. I feel so alive and I can fly. So this is the energy. And as I'm saying that, I'm reading those lyrics out and I'm getting this big shiver, which is always confirmation from spirit that this is, yeah, so letting go of something and moving into this new fresh energy, and it's going to give you this new lease of life. Oh, I wish that would stop happening, but it won't because I'm terrible at shuffling. So yeah, here we have trust as the one that jumped onto the floor first. The universe has a plan for you. So, you know, if you're feeling like you're a bit wobbly on this, or you don't have a particular path or plan ahead of you, trust the universe. This is where you really need to go anyway. So trust in the universe, and the universe will guide you. Also, you know, the guidance that's coming through is going to guide you as well. And then, okay, last quarter, what's holding you back? So maybe a little bit of time to sit with yourself and say, okay, so what is holding me back? If I've already done this, or maybe this is just relating back to what we were talking about before I pulled these oracle cards out, that something's limiting you, and that there's a situation that needs you, either your forgiveness or for you to let go or process it. And it involves speaking about it. Maybe that's it's sort of tying back to that, or it could be that there's one more little tiny thing. I don't feel like that, actually. I feel like this is just reminding you what is holding you back. What is it that's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it limitations? Is it something that someone told you can't do? And ever since you heard that, you thought you couldn't do it. Let's see what else we've got here for you guys. Okay, and then we have rest. Pause and rest, you deserve it. So I feel like it's going to be something that's going to take a lot of energy maybe for you the first time that this happens, or it's going to be something that you need to integrate. You need to rest and integrate once it's happened, or after you've come through this shift, because once you kind of move into a new energy and you've got like this so alive kind of energy coming through, you might want to stop and sort of savor the moment and allow the newness of it to integrate into your experience. I'm going to get some tarot cards out. Let's see what group 2 has for. Okay, I'm just checking with my guides if I need to do this as an extended, and they're saying no, you don't. Group 1, I did it an extended reading for the tarot just because it was like a huge message. It was an amazing message, but it needed to be separate for some, well, you know, as I said. Okay, so what do you want group 2 to know? Group 2. We have this one come up. Okay, the 6 of Cups, soulmate related, reminiscent, something from the past. Although I feel like this is usually something positive. It's like it's like thinking about something from the past. Maybe this is, let's just get more cards. Huh? Oh, okay, maybe not. They've got the the tower. Okay, so something happened in the past with someone who, you know, maybe they were a soulmate or someone that you felt very close to. Like I said, I was picking up for some of you toxic relationships. I mean, I know lots of people have had those. What's going on here? Cards all up and the right way. But I feel like the tower here, right? Something fucked it up. Something came along and it was a shock. It was like So this is the lightning hitting the ground and kind of like exploding this poor squirrel's house, right? So your house, what you felt like was home, you know how we always say like soulmates or twin flames or those kind of connections feel like home. This was something that shocked you. It made you your home not a home anymore. You didn't feel safe anymore. So something there happening. This is just giving us some background again. I feel, let's have a look and see what they've got coming up, please. Group 2. So they're just kind of reiterating to you that this is what this is about. So what else we got here? Okay, we have the Empress. This is what we've got coming up. This is where you'll be stepping into the Empress energy. So this is very earthy energy, so it's grounded. You may not have felt grounded, but now you will be. This new beginning is bringing something in for you with this Empress energy, which is very fertile. It's like creating things. You can see on the card, she's like pregnant with a world. So it may be a figurative pregnancy, like maybe you're birthing something into the world. Maybe you're birthing something creative or something like that. I feel like this is like, oh, okay, they said pregnant pause. I don't know what that's about. Maybe some of you know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but in context, what does this mean? It's sort of like, maybe, they're saying or giving me this image, this feeling of like this is the energy that you should have been in, but you weren't in that energy for because of this kind of something bad that happened in the past that kind of blew everything apart for you. Yeah, let's have a look and see what else we've got. We've got two other cards. So yeah, the Star coming up, but in reverse. So what we have there is unfulfilled wishes, like your dreams and wishes, they weren't fulfilled in this situation. Even though you may have had dreams of, you know, being the Empress, maybe it was a situation where you were in love and you wanted to, you know, have children or a marriage, or maybe it was something else, that it was like a creative partnership or you know, something like that, where you were creative, where you were kind of channeling that energy of the Earth Mother and how she's so fertile and creates things and brings things into the world and, you know, nurtures us and feeds us and all of that stuff as well. Maybe this is the dream that you had that there's unfulfilled, the star upside down or in reverse. Very technical terms there. Upside down, the star in reverse is really giving me this, like, this was my dream, but now my dreams have kind of been shattered, right? Or this situation from the past, and that has held you back. It's whatever this was, like whether you had dreams, and I really do feel like this is a relationship thing. I mean, for some of you, it might not be, but for the majority of you, this is what it's going to be. It's like there was something that happened in the past that stopped this energy from coming through. It doesn't necessarily have to be having kids, but it could have been something like you had this great partnership and you had dreams of, you know, like, I don't know, running a business together or running something together, building something in the world. But that was all kind of, as I said, shattered, because these dreams and wishes were never fulfilled, or they haven't been fulfilled because of this situation where not speaking up for yourself, or this situation where you have to actually bring closure to this, you know, what we're talking about here. I was going to say to this situation. So this, I feel like the bringing closure bringing things to a closure, or, you know, speaking about it, getting it out, processing it, that's going to happen earlier on in the week. So, and then we will move into this kind of energy, because we've got this and this one again, new beginning. So something is, changing for you. Something is shifting for you. I feel like there's this just with the Fool, it's like I'm just chucking everything, right? I'm going to burn it all to the ground and I'm going to start again. It's very spontaneous. It's very sort of like trusting in the universe, like that card said before. And you can see on this card, she's doing a trust fall, like she's falling off the cliff into this. And I guess this is like the universal energy, the universal tides. And she's like, I don't mind where I end up. I know I'm going to end up in the right place. I trust the universe. That's the energy here. So maybe it's like letting go finally of the fact that your dreams were not fulfilled in this past situation. And sometimes, what I'm getting here is it's like there was another person involved, or there might have been other people involved. But there's like a certain level of forgiveness that you need to have for yourself as well, because maybe you've been holding on to those dreams, or maybe you've been holding on to the hurt, or maybe you've been holding on to a hope that this would, swing back around and those dreams would come true or something like that. So it's sort of like it's forgiving the entire situation, including yourself, to be able to step into these new beginnings. These new beginnings won't come without that release, without that letting go, without that like dissolution. Dissolution, is that the right word? Like the thing that dissolves. So dissolution or resolution. No, it's not resolution, it's dissolution. Okay, so it's like without this dissolution of this particular, like, it's hard to explain. When you have something like that in your past and it's something that still bothers you, so it's like a trauma, it's something that was really shattering to you, and your energy is still tied to it until you process it, until you resolve it, your energy is still tied to it, so it drains you. I don't know what's coming out there. It drains you. Your energy is still tied to this situation. So by being able to let go of it in whatever way works for you, and I do feel like this is like, it has a lot to do with talking to people about it, or talking to the person about it, even telling them that that is so not cool, or whatever, however, whatever it is that you need to say in a nice way, well, maybe not a nice way, but in a way that is supportive to you, not aggressive. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, not going off at them, basically, is what I'm saying, but just stating, this is what happened. This is how it made me feel. This has affected me for, a long, long time, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Not blah, 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 but you know what I mean, right? By being able to do that, or even if, for some of you, this might be seeing a therapist, for some of you, it might be talking to your friends about something that happened that nobody really knows about. I do feel like for a lot of you, this is something that it's like you've never really talked about it, or it's something that you've just kind of held in. It's not something that you've talked a lot about. Some of you, maybe, you're quite happy to express everything to the people that you're close to, but others, I feel like this is something that you just held on to. You didn't really want to think about it. It was like you held on to it, but it was a situation where you were sort of in denial about it, like it was there, but most of the time you weren't really paying attention to it. It was just still there because it was never really resolved. It was never really addressed. And that's why letting go of it, forgiving it, finding that dissolution, whatever that means for you, however that works for you, following your guidance as well, is going to bring in this new energy, this new start, this trust. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're also saying to me that because of this, you haven't been able to trust your past. So whatever it was, it's impacted your whole life as far as, being able to trust your path, being able to trust that things are going to work out next time, that a situation like this comes up. So yeah, you're finding that trust again. Somehow, some way, this forgiveness, this closure is bringing that in for you. Jumping into the Fool energy. I'm just going to get a couple more and then we'll be going then we'll be going. Then the reading will be finished to the full. Where do we go from there with group 2? Where is the group 2 going? What other messages do you have for group 2 for the next 7 to 10 days, please? There's some. Okay. Yes, so releasing of this kind of energy. This is the 2 of swords. 2 of swords? Yeah. This is a lot of like mental chatter, gossip even, but a lot of it, it's just, it doesn't make sense. It's just like all this stuff going around your head, and it's like basically what it's done has it's left you kind of stuck blindfolded. So with this in reverse, I feel like it's you seeing clearly, you being able to take that blindfold off. You're taking the blindfold off and letting those, cutting the, I'll show you, cutting the wires from these birds. These birds represent like anxiety and overthinking and those kinds of things that plague you when you're still connected to some traumatic event from the past. One more message. So letting go of that and stepping into trust, which is amazing. Starting a new adventure, starting something new. Starting something new for group 2. They shouldn't sing. Oh dear. So we have the 5 of Swords. About, you may have some worries about starting something new. I feel like this is just a little bit of a challenge for you. Remember, you had that card back here. Where is it? It's like, that was kind of your guides telling you like you've got this. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like this is going to turn out well for you. There might be a few bumps in the road, but for the most part, it's just shifting something old. I'm going to have a quick look. 4 of Pentacles, so stability. Yeah, I don't think these ones are actually, I've turned over so many, but we'll go with this one too. So 10 of Pentacles and stability. So like it might worry you because you're not used to it, but I feel like once you've sort of, done the thing, it's all going to come good for you in the end. 10 of Pentacles is talking about having enough resources, having a stable family, or that kind of situation. So whether that's, however that works for you as well, having a stable home, family, financial situation. And then the 4 of Pentacles is just kind of reiterating that, because the 4 of Pentacles is about having enough as well. Like maybe not as much as the 10 of Pentacles, but still having the stability. And it's like it's talking about savings. So maybe this has affected your financial stuff as well. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to end this reading here, group 2. Thank you so much for watching. Don't mind me, I've got an itchy finger. If you enjoyed the reading, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, it's Alvi here. This is group 3's reading. So if you chose this card, rare, exotic, beauty, unique, love, or what is it? Truth and beauty. Sorry, truth and beauty, or one of these 2, or all of them, or group 3. So I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness, and my energy creates my reality. What I focus on, I will manifest. Then this is your reading. So already I'm kind of getting this feeling of like group 3 focusing on expanding consciousness or getting closer to consciousness. Or like, I probably would call it more like conscious awareness, not just consciousness, but consciousness or conscious awareness. And as you do, sort of tapping into that understanding that it's not what you think that creates your reality, it's what you vibrate, it's how you vibrate. It's like your energy creates your reality, not your sorry not your affirmations, or not your fleeting emotions, but your actual core, radiant core energy is what it is. I mean, obviously there's things that can kind of block that, but for the most part, it's really what's going on with your energy that is creating reality. And reality is created, through what you hold in your energy field. So it's kind of like, it's giving me this feeling of like you understanding that and going on a journey to get closer to consciousness, because the closer to consciousness you get, the more layers you shed of the things that aren't really you. So you can attract, or as it says on here, manifest. I prefer the word attract. Manifest is getting, work too hard in the popular spiritual world, which I'm very much against, because I feel like that by giving sacred wisdom to people who aren't energetically or emotionally, or they aren't ready to receive that, but they want to try and use it, it's getting really twisted up. So yeah, we'll call it attract, right? So we attract it. It's what we how am I going to put this? It's like when you're in your true vibration, when you're sitting in your heart space, things just come to you. You're in receptive mode, right? So what's for you will come to you. And I feel like you're understanding this and you're doing what it takes to get closer to consciousness, rather than trying to force the hand of the universe by, doing certain things or acting a certain way. With this truth and beauty card here, this talks about the heart chakra. It's governed by the heart chakra, and it says deeper into the garden, unity, rare, exotic, unique love. So every star, child, stone, river, mountain, creature, and plant, sorry. This is our intelligence. This is our true mind. We are this moment. We are not she or he as we think. We are pure energy pouring into life. Interesting, because it's like already tying in with getting closer to consciousness, right? And the theme of it is unity, and I'm getting strong messages from unity consciousness, especially where they're saying we're not he or she, or as we think, we are pure energy. So it's sort of like it's calling you back to your true soulness. That makes sense. Your true soul energy, your true soul being. Let's see, where are we? Life as life, living and breathing in waves of no resistance, truth and beauty, simple and present beyond all seriousness. We are emerging, unfurling. We have not been here before. We are each innocent contributors, our parts incomparable. Joy cannot be taken. It is who we are. Reverie. Interesting. I'm really getting like a big sort of awakening type energy here. You might already have been on the ascension path. You probably have been if you're watching this. This is something new. This is a new level of awakening to a depth of like really deep within your soul. So really deep within source, or really deep within like that energy of your soul. Another step, another layer, understanding like how rare it is to actually be able to tap into that energy as well. But as you do this, you've also got the crumbling, right? So something's crumbling away, and that happens. It really does. When you start stepping into a new reality, or when you start shedding those layers and just embodying your true core vibration, things start to crumble around you that aren't actually meant for you, that are structures that have been created in, in the world or whatever. So the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? There might be something that you're holding on to that you don't actually realize you're holding on to, that's kind of, it's stopping you from really getting into this very deep sacred wisdom connection that you are able to have. They're telling you to play and have fun. So play and have fun. Interesting, really interesting message. I'm going to get some more for you here. Actually, I'm going to read the crumbling. I feel like crumbling is the one that we need to uh, find out more of what the author of the cards has in mind with this one. The crumbling. Where are you? Crumbling? Do you think I can find you? Probably not. Oh, no, there we go. 40. Okay. Disillusion. So we run. Interesting song to be on, talking about the crumbling. So you might be kind of in this state of disillusionment, this state of like, I'm kind of getting like things just don't seem like they should, even if you've done a lot of work and, maybe you've done a lot of personal growth work or, gone through the ascension path, but this isn't, you feel disillusioned by where you are right now. And I feel like this is the message for you, is like, by focusing on that, getting closer to consciousness and understanding the things that still are holding you back, that you're clinging to, right? You will be able to release that and reconnect with the resonance of source, right? So here we go. Your guidance is nothing wrong one. It's the wrong card. Whoops. The crumbling. Where's the crumbling gone? 47, 37, 40. There we go. What are you clinging on to? There is a shift happening right now. Interesting. And where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is just destined to tumble down. I'm getting like this picture of this like sort of deep underground earthquake type thing happening. And it's like it doesn't affect the upper part of like the earth or whatever the way you would see a normal earthquake. It just kind of, I don't know, energetically vibrates up, and the things that aren't meant to be there kind of float, fall to the ground or crumble or whatever. Interesting. That's my visual that I'm getting here. So let's go back to this. It's happening to bring you home to who you truly are, both individually and to society as a whole, so you can live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith. The difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. Okay, yeah, this is really a message here. I mean, it's a message anyway, but what I'm really getting here now, having read this, is that for some of you, this is a big shift, and that shift is going to bring you to the things that we were just talking about, that with the energy, knowing that energy creates your reality. I was talking about releasing layers. This is a big layer. This is a big shift. I can just sort of feel it for you guys, group 3, and it will feel like an earthquake. That's why I'm getting that visual. It will feel like an earthquake. Things will shift and change. Things that aren't, as I said in the book, authentic, things that are inauthentic won't withstand this shift. Because the closer you get, the deeper you get to your inner, your true vibration, your home in your heart, the less things that are inauthentic are attracted to you or able to be in your life for very long. So if they're not in alignment with you, they will shift away. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. This other message that's coming through to me right now is like, if there is a shift and there is a crumbling that's going on, focusing on getting closer to consciousness and to unity consciousness specifically is really going to help you weather the storm. Okay, so you're being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, But in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. Funny enough, right? We hold on to these things, and I can speak from my own experience. Hold on to things for a lot longer than you expect, right? Or a lot longer than you're supposed to, even though you know, sort of like deep down, that you're meant to let go of them, and the sooner that you can, it's sort of like it's very fearful. I can't let go of this, but as soon as you do, things start to shift in a more positive way. Like things that you didn't expect will come into your life. This is sort of the message that I'm getting here for you guys, and this is like a message for the next 7 to 10 days. So something big is going to shift. If there's things that you're still holding on to, maybe try surrendering and letting them go. As difficult as that can be, trust that the universe is going to bring you things that are far more aligned with you once you're able to release the things that aren't or are no longer aligned with you. Where are we? Let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? Oh, there's some pretty hairy questions there, but I think that's a really important thing. I might just reread those. So what are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? And how are you trying to pretend everything is okay? You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty foundations and a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morning. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it all on their altar. They can hold it. Okay, that was pretty intense. That one message, right? But you have some really good other cards here, and they're saying like play. We take things too seriously. We forget that this is just, you know, we're souls. We're not, the human experience is just one aspect of what we really are. And sometimes we take things so seriously and we forget to play. And when we are holding on to things that are not really meant for us, and it's painful and it's causing issues, but you don't want to let go of them, sometimes, that's really difficult. And remembering to just, it sort of brings this like really serious kind of feeling into things. But whereas if you are playing, you're allowing the universe to do its work, because you're not, trying to control things in that. Truth and beauty. Yeah, interesting. All right, I'm gonna get some. I'm just noticing a theme there within this week's reading. So I think everybody's going through a shift of some kind, but each group has a different sort of outcome or a different reason that they're going through a shift, which isn't surprising. We've had a lot of solar flares recently, so this is usually when the shifts come in, that people notice that they are going through something, letting go of something, something's crumbling, or that there are things that they're trying to avoid but still holding on to. And when really, if you would just allow, if you would just let go of the thing that you're trying to avoid, or let it happen, assuming it's not something that's really awful that's going to happen to you, but doing it that does physical harm or something like that. But yeah, letting it go and focusing on playing and being connected to higher consciousness or more expanded consciousness will really help you create a new reality. I feel like, yeah, let's have a look and see what else we've got on here for group 3 in these cards. Okay, the last quarter, what is holding you back? Wow. Okay, so that's really even looks like pictures sort of matching in a way, they match. You can see a similarity there. So they're really asking you what is holding you back. Sometimes it takes going into your more expanded consciousness of focusing on your energy or your healing, focusing on unity consciousness to bring you to what it is that's holding you back. Sometimes it's not that obvious. And you might need to question yourself. Why am I holding on to this? What is it that it's giving me? Is it really something that I really need, or is it something that I just think I need? Is it something that's bringing me a false sense of stability or safety? Or something along those lines anyway. Any other messages for group 3, please? Okay, we've got a couple here. Waning moon, count your blessings. So remembering, you know, all the good things in your life, and the things that are constant, and the things that make you feel safe, that aren't the things that you need to let go of, but actual safe. Spells and rituals bring magic and self-care together. Okay, getting magical baths or something like that, you know, like sometimes a detox bath or other things like that can really help you shift energy out of your body, old stuck energy. A detox bath is like bicarb soda, salts, and a few other magical ingredients. They're not really that magical, but when you mix them all together, they do good things for you. So they take the toxins out of your body. Maybe there's like a habit or something that you're doing that you know are hanging on to, and it's really affecting your day-to-day life. I don't know what that means or what that's about. That's what I'm kind of getting with the detox bath. I feel like there might be, you know, like just negative energy coming through or something like that that needs to be shifted. But I also feel like for you guys that for some of you might be, I don't know, I'm getting like, you know, maybe the way that you eat or the things that you eat are not really great for your body. So maybe you're eating something that you're low-key allergic to or something like that, and it's not doing you any good, and you need to detox from that. Maybe too much drinking, maybe something along those lines as well. I mean, it's not for me to say. Each person to their own, but you'll know if that message is for you. So transformation, shed, let go, make room for greatness. All right, so definitely a letting go going on here. And focus your energy on one thing. And I think that like just focusing your energy on the shifting, focusing your energy on staying in expanded consciousness or in your heart center as much as you can. That's maybe the one thing that's going to be really helpful for you. It's going to help you play, all of that sort of stuff. So let's have a look and see what we've got here with the tarot. Big size means I'm gonna channel some messages in a minute. Messages do you have for group 3? What messages do you have for group 3? Group 3 message. All right. Okay, so we have 2 cards with the same person on them. That's interesting. The Knight of Cups, so some kind of offer, love offer, offer of romance or something like that could be on the cards for you. I don't know why this would make the whole message for the crumbling and letting go and stuff come up. Although I can sort of see a story coming here with the 7 of Pentacles as well, that this person, and I'm pretty sure that's the same person in these pictures, I feel like there's this sort of like this, maybe it's a love offer. If that doesn't resonate with you, it could be just like, you know, something passionate, an offer about something that you're passionate about, right? But I'm going to go with the relationship thing because it's probably the thing that people want to know about the most. So So yeah, I see this offer of love coming in. I see like sort of freedom or something. It's very sort of free and easy, but it also looks like this person is willing to invest in you or in the connection. I feel like with that message coming through in the tarot, this is really talking about there's some old shit, right? There's some old stuff hanging around. This offer will bring the crumbling in because like you have to let go of the old so that you can start the new. And I feel like maybe you take things a bit too seriously when it comes to this stuff instead of just going easy, play, have fun, celebrate, don't be too serious kind of energy. This could be their energy as well. So it's interesting, but I do see like an offer of an investment in some way. So it could be, like financial investment. It could be investing in a connection with you or a relationship with you. I don't know if this is a new person or an old person. I mean, for some of you, there could be a situation where you're already with someone, but this other person has come in and, or, is going to come in and give you a love offer. For those of you who are monogamous, that's going to maybe be part of that story. I think for others, though, if you're not monogamous, then it's probably not too much of an issue. The Emperor. Okay. There's a strategy. There's something going on here. I heard game playing. I don't know whether that means like they are playing games with you or you feel like they're playing games, or it could be that they play games like video games or something like that. Maybe that's like what they do for a living. Maybe they play cards or something. I don't know. But the words game playing came up. So the Emperor is about strategy. The Emperor is, you can see he plays chess, right? He's got strategy. He got ways of getting things done. There's a plan, there's a structure here. Interesting. And then the Page of Pentacles. So we have the Page of Pentacles. I'm just kind of tuning into this. It's an interesting story, but I'm trying to see if there's other storylines coming through. Also getting lost in my music. So yeah, there's like what I can see, there is a situation, obviously, as I said, there's an offer, a love offer about, it's like letting it grow, something about letting it grow. But that's part of the strategy, is letting something grow organically. This could be to do with like financial stability as well in a connection or a relationship, or it could be that they are very focused on that. Like the person is very focused on this strategy in the world, this kind of Emperor energy. So it's like focused on work, focused on business. They someone who's always got a plan for everything, maybe. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is interesting because that's sort of like a new energy. It's a young energy. It's again, it's like a financially type energy here. Although Pentacles is just about earthly stuff. So let's get some more messages here and see how we go. See what else comes up. Oh, okay, we have the Eight of Wands. So there's going to be some communication about this, some communication about starting something new with someone who wants to, someone who's got a strategy about growing the connection, about planting new seeds. This is what I'm getting from this one, planting new seeds, finding balance within that. So communication coming in. What else have we got for group 3? The Hanged Man. Okay, interesting. Communication coming in about not being, okay, that's weird. but I feel it's like it's part of the strategy. This hangman is like stuck energy. It's not stuck as in like I've hit a dead end. It's stuck as in paused. It's paused energy. So it's like something is they're going to communicate with you about the reason that it's like it's a strategy about moving forward, but somehow it's like on pause at the moment, and maybe they're going to tell you why it's on pause at the moment, or why, you know, I feel like there's going to be some sort of explanation here. Interesting and weird. It's just a very weird vibe coming from this. It's sort of like they know what they want, but they can't do anything about it right now. Um, and you've got something, or maybe this is all about them, the crumbling thing as well. Like you could be mirroring each other's energy. Perhaps you're both in this situation where it's like there is um the intention of growing something within this connection um is there, and there's a sort of a strategy, but I feel like this strategy might be weird. I feel like this strategy might be something that it's sort of like a soul plan. It's something that's sort of hidden. It's not something that's out, or maybe there's a strategy for one of the people in this connection where they're not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep reading anyway. Whatever the reason is, you're going to get communication about this. Like, there's a plan here. This is what I'm getting. There's a plan here. This is about starting something new, and this communication about why the new thing hasn't started, or that it's part of a strategy that they're that the seed is planted, but now it has to wait to germinate. That's kind of the energy I'm getting here. It's a very strange energy, as you can tell by the way I'm reading it. I'm like, huh? Okay, what's going on? This is weird. All right, can you tell us what else is coming up for group 3, please? Group 3. Another page. There's these sort of, it's like young energy type archetypes coming in, the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So this is someone who's beginning something new in the world, perhaps. So I feel it's almost like a beginner energy. It's weird. And then we have the Page of Swords. So this is someone who's studying something. Maybe this is part of the reason. Part of the reason that for the pause is like they're learning something new, or they're studying something new. Although as I'm looking at this, I'm looking and seeing sort of like they're reading a soul contract or something like that. You know, I got something to do with Akashic Records. That was also in group 2. We were talking about the Akashic Records. Reading the Book of Life is what they said to me, my guides, that is. They've got a lot going on, and they're sort of like looking at this path, at this situation, and it's on pause because there's too much going on, and they're kind of like, well, how does this fit in, sort of thing. Like they have their ideas and their strategies, but they can't quite work out how to fit it in because it's this beginner energy, this like, I'm just working this out now. I don't actually have a plan. I kind of come across like this is why I got stuck on the Emperor. I'm coming across like the Emperor, like I have a plan, like I have a strategy, but I'm actually just learning about what that strategy needs to be, or that plan needs to be, because I've got so much else going on, so much other stuff going on in my life, it's just kind of getting put on pause. That's what it is. That's where the message went. All right, so Ten of Swords. Okay, so there's an ending there, an ending of a painful situation, a situation that's like a lot of stress, basically. I feel like this is kind of like that situation up here. You can see there's like all this stuff going on here. That person's sort of like, it's stuff, it's peripheral, or it's something that they're not really that interested anymore and they're in anymore. And they're looking at this new path, this new thing here. But before that happens, they've got to end that situation with all the stress or something. Yeah, so all of the stress, all of these different ideas, all of this stuff going on, that needs to finish first. This is a stressful thing. This is something that's really bothering them and they want it finished, I think. But it's kind of is something that's divinely guided, like the timing is divinely guided. I've had that come up twice now, divinely guided. With a Hierophant here, it's like there is it's like almost like a decision. Do I follow the soul plan or do I go along with tradition? The Hierophant traditionally, it's about traditions, but also religion, and spirituality. Whereas in this deck, I feel like it's more about just spirituality and, you know, the ascension path type thing. I feel like they're making a decision and that decision will be the ascension path. So some kind of growth, the thing that's going to expand them more and bring them into this energy rather than this very serious emperor trying to kind of play the chess game, play the game of chess with all these different pieces. Oh shit, yeah, that makes sense. So they like that my guides are giving me like the picture of the chess, and this is the person that we're talking about, right? The person who's made the offer that wants to invest, but they've got all these pieces that like it's like the chessboard. They're trying to play this game with all these different pieces, and it's so stressful, and they just kind of want it to end. They don't quite know how to put it to rest, but instead of, and this could be you too, right? This could be you. It could be a different scenario here, not a relationship with scenario, but with the Hierophant coming up the way it does in this deck, it's really talking about like finding your way through that ascension path or finding your way into this expanded consciousness, to get to, how do I get this? How do I end this? I've got myself in such a situation right now. I don't know how to end this. That's kind of what I'm getting. And as I said, this could be you. This could be a situation in your life. To read that in a different way where it's not relationship related. It could be something that you're very passionate about. It could be job, work, you know, anything like that. Maybe like a job offer or a business offer or something about investing, but there's a lot of strategy involved in this. There's a lot of like having to know all the moving bits and pieces, and it's very stressful for you. So your movement has sort of been restricted in a way, or there's just a lot going on and it's very stressful, and you're finally realizing that to move away from that, like this crumbling energy, the thing that you're holding on to, it's the thing that you're holding on to, the thing that you're holding on to, right? I'm not trying to give you the finger. The thing that you're holding on to, or the things that you're holding on to that are holding you back, by expanding your consciousness or connecting with that part of yourself that knows the true path, which is in this book, you are actually seeing the way to end this Ten of Swords situation where it's very painful. Let's go further into this. This is getting more and more interesting, really. What else does group 3 need to know? So as the next 7 to 10 days sort of comes to a close, I feel like this energy of whatever it is that, you know, that holding on energy, which is causing all the stress, which is giving the sort of like the Nine of Swords, the stuck kind of energy, is going to become the Ten of Swords. So releasing, you can see she's not got anything with her in this card. Like the only thing that's there is the birds, but they're away from her. They're not clawing in her ear. They're not like, you know, bringing more stress. She's just walking away from whatever it is with nothing, leaving things behind. Messages for group 3, please. Three. Oh, okay. And then we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. It's really weird. So yeah, again, this is like moving away, but she's got lots of baggage, and because it's in reverse and it's next to the 10 of Swords, this is a big ending. So this is something like a huge change. If this is you, then it's a huge change for you. If this is your person, then you being like connected to them has brought this big change, this big ending where they're not taking. It's like I just see like there's a lot of stuff there and they don't want to take it with them. They want to start new, start fresh, or you do. Let's see what else is coming up here. What else have you got for group 3, please? Oops. Okay. What have we got here? All right. We have Judgment in reverse, and then we have the High Priestess. The Judgment is sort of in reverse. That's a very confusing energy. Usually Judgment is sort of like let go and let God. Hmm. I don't know if this is talking about what's going on right now, the thing that needs to be let go of, perhaps. If you have a look at that card, if I don't throw it to the ground, you can see she's sort of like letting her soul fly free kind of thing. Judgment often talks about putting the past to rest, but in the reverse, maybe it's like, yeah, I don't know, not making a judgment or not. I'm kind of getting the word judgment or judging or something like that. It's like leaving all that stuff behind and not looking at it again, or the stuff that's stressful, the things that you're holding on to. You don't need to judge it. If it's you, if it's them, that's how they're going to do it too. It's sort of like, I'm not going to make a judgment on myself for letting go of this, because I feel like, and have been shown by the Hierophant and the High Priestess, who's very intuitive and knows, she just knows, right? That this is meant to be. I have to let this go, and I don't need to sort of sit in judgment on myself or sit in judgment of the situation, perhaps. So yeah, releasing the judgment of it as well and just moving forward is what I see. Moving into this unity, into this more a freer, more sort of expanded expression of whatever this experience might be for you, or for them, or for both of you, depending on how this lands. I feel like that's kind of enough. My guides have said, cut it off. Because I've been reading like for the whole 3 readings. So yeah, interesting. Let me just see if anything else comes through. I really feel very strongly for a lot of you. This is about someone who you know who's made an offer to you, not be but they haven't sort of been around. It's like you're wondering if there's something going on. Is this, is this going to end? But what it actually is like you're going to get communication about the pause, and the communication will be about how much stuff they've got going on and how it's really hard for them to fit all these different pieces in and make it all work, like this strategy, this chess game. But they're kind of understanding that they can't have all the pieces in the chess game anymore, and that they're being guided away from that. Um, it's funny, the song I'm listening to, I don't know, I think it's Numa by Tool. Yeah, and they're saying, hang on, I have to. Well, actually, it's sort of like it's a pretty poignant song for this reading anyway. It's with spirit bound to flesh. We go around nailed with one foot nailed down. Um, hang on, I'm just trying to release the light, child, release the light. That's what they were saying when I was saying that. It's definitely about them or you, depending how this lands, releasing this thing, this little, it's trying to play this massive game of chess and just understanding that it's just life, right? And you don't need to judge yourself. If you need to move away from something because you're being divinely guided to do it, then, and it's stressing you out, then it's just time to go, basically. So hopefully that has helped you or given you a heads up on, what might be coming up for you in the next 7 to 10 days. I'm going to end the reading here. If you'd like personal reading, there'll be a link in the description box. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. And thanks for watching. Bye.